Hello, everybody. How are you? It is me, YouTube's and perhaps the internet's least relevant human being. It is the underconfident human. And of course, thank you for hanging out with me today. I am going to have you join me in an unboxing of my new console refrigerator. The fact that some company produced one of these is really awesome and ridiculous at the same time, I think. But I years back, I had the original Xbox, right? Like when that came out, because at the time it was kind of Xbox or PlayStation, and I don't know. I'm not a huge Sony fan anyway, but just whatever it was about the two, I thought the Xbox looked cooler, and ended up getting that the black console with the green. I thought it was neat, and that wasn't my first console, by the way. I mean, I've been gaming since when I was little. It was the Atari and then the Nintendo, so I grew up with. But anyway, Xbox. So had that, had the 360. Maybe a year or so after it had come out. I never had stuff brand new, like right on the release date, kind of new. I don't think, but except the GameCube. Those were really new when I had one, but had the 360. When the one came out, I didn't have one of those for. I didn't have the money at the time to ever get one of those. I wasn't too concerned with it. I was still gaming on my 360 for a long time after that. But when they had come out with the One X, I had got one of those, and that was a struggle to get the money for that at that time, but I did, and had it for about a year, and then, or thereabouts, and ended up hitting another hard times moment and sold it. And I really hated that. Like, that was rough, because I really loved my Xbox, but I was one of those I didn't have a choice situations. So I had sold that and was still gaming on my 360 for a while, just because some of those games, like Portal, Fable, Borderlands, some of that is, and Fallout, definitely some of my most favorite stuff. And so that's just kind of how it's been. Recently, though, really recently, I had finally saved up enough, and hopefully I don't have to. I don't think I'm going to be in a circumstance anytime real soon where I have to sell it. I think I would probably live in my car before I would sell my Xbox ever again, because that just losing my One X when I had finally afforded one of those was just terrible. But I have an Xbox Series X now. I just got that about a week ago. So yay me, because something so simple and maybe what some people would consider childish, like I really give a fuck, brings me a lot of ease. Like when I'm feeling particularly dark and just or bored or whatever. I love some of these storylines, game franchises and stuff, and so I'm back in business. I'm finally back onto a nice modern Xbox, and it's glorious. I mean, seriously, the Xbox Series X freaking smokes. I just playing some of my old 360 games on it. It upscales them, with the HDR, and the load times are just way faster. It's great. But anyways, at the time that I bought the console, I had spotted something there. I got it at Target, and I ended up going back a few days later and buying and I was saving it just for this video, to do a video on it, because I thought that someone produced one of these is ridiculous. But without further ado, I thought, look at my new Xbox refrigerator. So we will take a look at this in a way that only ASMR people will understand, because it's only ASMR people that would enjoy looking at something like this, an unboxing and so on, and just this style of presentation. Not to be too presumptuous and say that I am a particularly effective or good ASMR artist, but I try. But according to this, yeah, it's got USB power, and the top of the fridge lights up green. That's nifty. Cans, keep things nice and cold. Even the little light where the power button would be on the console lights up on this fridge. And they stuck a USB port on the front, again, just in the same appearance of the console, that is a functional USB port that will actually allow you to charge this thing so that it can refrigerate drinks if you're on the go. Plug it into a USB car lighter adapter, whatever. I think that's also kind of cool. So there you have it. You know me somewhat if you've watched my channel before. This is some of my favorite triggers. Some of the sounds that touch my ears the best are tapping, so there's always a lot of tapping. In fact, one time a commenter told me there was over the top too much tapping, which prompted me to make sure I had even more tapping to my videos, because that's what does it for me. Just the sound of someone's hands gently contacting certain surfaces. Xbox gear. So apparently, and very obviously, Microsoft licensed this to be made. The company is called Uconic. Apparently make a little bit of Xbox stuff amongst other franchises. It's even got the Microsoft name on the box here. Let's see, it says features thermoelectric technology, DC and AC operation, 10-liter capacity. capacity holds up to 12 ounce or 16 ounce soda cans. So you can keep both soda and your monsters in here. Cools items up to 36 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius below ambient temperature. A USB port for charging, integrated LED lights, and removable shelves. So I suppose in theory, if the shelves are removable, you could maybe take them out and store something even bigger in there. I don't know. Not sure how that would go. The one sad thing for me, under the notes, it says this cooler is not intended for continuous use. We recommend you turn the cooler off intermittently. If this thing were capable and designed to be run 24/7 like an actual, home refrigerator, I would probably keep this thing on in my bedroom at all times. More commonly with bottles of water than soda, but I do have a certain weakness I've had forever and ever and ever with soda. I don't drink it much anymore. It's very rare, but for this occasion, we'll see. Other notes say, based on ambient temperatures surrounding your cooler, it will be likely that condensation will appear inside your cooler. This is normal and not a defect. We simply ask you to wipe the condensation with a dry cloth. If any frost or ice appears inside your cooler, this will also be normal. Turn cooler off for a couple of hours. Wipe away the frost and ice, then commence normal use of the cooler. So if that's even a possibility, this thing will probably do all right. Oh yeah, that's that note I was talking about. The top of the fridge and the thing lights up. We're gonna get a good look at that soon. So let's crack this thing open and take a look, shall we? I have not opened it yet. Like I said, I wanted to save all that for the video. What do you think? Maybe just one more quick. the sound of foam hits just the right frequency, just the right tone, just the right wavelength to kind of keep relaxing. Credit. It's really a like solid piece of foam. Xbox Series X replica mini fridge thermoelectric cooler instruction manual. How the cooler works. The cooler incorporates thermoelectric technology. This technology offers an alternative to traditional refrigeration. Thermoelectric technology is energy efficient and eco-friendly as it does not use hazardous gases. When traveling by car, do not transport the cooler in a passenger compartment. Do not start the vehicle with cooler plugged into the socket. The resulting voltage surge could damage the cooler. Unplug the cooler before starting the vehicle, then replug the cooler after the vehicle is running. When operating with a 12-volt DC supply, always ensure that the 12-volt DC power cord is located firmly and safely in the connection socket of the 12-volt DC outlet. I think they're making that explicitly clear. And that the connection socket is free of debris. If the contact between the power cord and socket is inadequate, vibration from the vehicle can cause the power supply to switch on and off in short bursts. This can result in overheating. I suppose they have to put stuff like that in there. Your basic sets of warnings and so on. The good old-fashioned get to know your fridge. And more warnings about don't be a dipshit. electric, huh? So it does not have any freon. No chemical component to keep it cold. It's kind of nifty. That's very funny. Very funny. Kind of a large size version of where the disc would go in with the eject button. Doesn't seem to actually be functional for anything that I can tell, because I can just pull the fridge open. That's very loud. Here's our console I/O. We have here AC power, DC power, an on and off switch. This is really cute. It's just really cute. These are all just stamped or cut in. These aren't anything actually functional, but it's designed to look a bit like the actual Xbox. I think they, and the fans over here, they did a reasonably good job of mimicking the actual Xbox, which we'll be taking a look at, of course. It's very light. And of course the top. We'll also be taking a look at that. Better detail. Not too bad. There's a tab in the back. Okay. Not really sure what you would put in these little teeny shells. Maybe candy or something that you like to have cold. So there it is. Got you all hooked up here. It's got the DC power with a lighter adapter. AC power to plug it into the wall. Well, what do you say we give this a try? It's on. It seems to run quietly. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Super cool. It's already generating cold air. That's really something. Of course. Top. And like so. So there we have it. My new console refrigerator. Let's maybe have a look and see how it compares. This is my actual Xbox. Kind of cool, isn't it? that would be kind of bonkers. That would be basically a PC, like a classic desktop. Finally, let's go ahead and try this out. We need to really try it out. As I mentioned earlier, from childhood and clear through, probably past the time I figured out that I should quit drinking soda because it's just really terrible for you. Especially in the United States because of some of the crap that is put in soda here that's not put in soda overseas. But or as my kind of southern folks call it, pop. It's, at least where I live at, that was always kind of considered a redneck hillbilly type of thing. People talk with an accent, they call it pop. Says soda on most of the cans and bottles anyway. Ha. Just picking on you guys, to whom it applies. Just picking on you. Whatever you call it. Fountain drink. Soda. Terrible for you. Pure sugar, fructose corn syrup. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But anyways, I confess, and it's probably partially due to maybe childhood with Max Headroom and some of the advertising that was on some of my favorite stuff. I don't really know, but I was a Coke kid. Coca-Cola all the time. That was the one. Loved Coke. And through my teens and even in my 20s, if I wasn't pounding down 2 liters of soda every single day or anything like that. But I did drink a lot of Coke. I had some friends that felt the same way, that we used to go to go show hopping. Lots of local bands, local concerts. We had a booming scene around here at one point, and we'd always go hang out at IHOP or Denny's after the shows for hours, just talking and having fun and shooting the shit, and of course drinking Cokes. Bunch of Coke heads running around, and not that kind. But yeah, so when I finally started to wise up a little bit for my health, I tried Diet Coke briefly and hated it. I couldn't do it, so I sort of gave up soda altogether for a while. And then they come out with something that kind of worked for me, so I drink it sometimes. But again, I'm at least, now that I'm in my 40s, at least somewhat wise enough to know to make it a every great once in a while kind of thing instead of a daily or even weekly. Sometimes I go several weeks without any soda, but for this and for the occasion, perfect excuse if I ever made up one. These were, where I bought these, they were on the shelf, and they cost the same price as a 12-pack anyway, so this for a while, and I'll go through this, and then probably won't get a buy soda again for some time. I can honestly say, though, unlike Diet Coke, I don't hate this. Like, this still has, it doesn't have that weird metallic kind of lacking bland flavor that Diet Coke has. This stuff still has that general Coca-Cola taste. It has that taste and aftertaste that, I can tell it's not got the sugar. It's not quite as sweet as regular Coke, but the taste is somewhat close. I would say it's about, just pulling a number out of my tail here, but maybe 70% accurate, 75% accurate. Pretty good. There's only one single time so far in the 2023 that I had an actual Coca-Cola. It's one day at work, some of us ordered Chipotle, and they have the Mexican Coke in the glass bottles, and I forget what size those are, because I don't think they might be 12 ounces or maybe 10 ounces or something odd like that, but I actually bought a glass bottle of original style Coca-Cola and drank it slow. I savored every drop of that. This may require some editing. And in the meantime, if that wasn't too loud, I'll leave it in. Recycle me. See you again soon. Everybody has their guilty pleasures in life, and I guess Coca-Cola will forever be one of mine. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I hate Pepsi. Pepis. I think that stuff is terrible. Anyways. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Can't believe how cold that is already. God. it is basically 2 cans from the wall out. Sort of triggers my OCD a bit that the cans do not quite fit 3 across. It's 2 cans side by side and this much space left. Shelf, they don't stand upright, so they must lay down. Interesting. Space in the back where there's like yay much and then 2 cans, they split apart enough to make sort of a triangle shape, and it does allow another can to sit in there. So going by that design, so cool. This thing is just really cool. It's a nice little novelty to have. So to me, this is a good day. Nice, crispy Coke. Of course, my Xboxes. So, once again, and as always, I really love the company. I love that there are people that will take the time to just hang out and listen to the sounds and watch me. Of all people, you watch me. But, I do. ASMR has been just immensely helpful to me over the years here, and trying to be a part of it by contributing to it, even if I'm not great at it. It's just something I need to do. Anyways, thank you. This is the Underconfident Human signing off. See ya.